Hola.
Hey,
Why, hello, everyone.
welcome to the show. Welcome to Monday.
Welcome to the show.
It's got the case of the Mondays.
Yeah. How's everyone doing?
I don't know how many people are watching.
We got 6 so far, and 4 we're waiting. So that's what's up. What's up, Brett? Husbandry changes. We're gonna talk about some husbandry changes. It's gonna be great. How was your week?
I'm dealing with it. There's a lot going on at work, and it's been rough.
Yeah, gotcha.
Not in a it's hard work sense, but a people that are older than myself need to learn how to adult. um, and yeah, I don't know. I'm probably digging too into it, but there's you can only lead the horse to water so many times before you say fuck it, dude, you're gonna fucking dehydrate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is true.
yeah, other than work, everything's fine. Like just a lot going on. My daughter had a Senate retreat for school, kids in soccer camp. Work's busy, no new clutches. But yeah, that's kind of it right now.
Okay. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot going on. When is your next clutch going to pip?
It's I think August 27th.
End of August. Okay.
End of August. That's when the set of 4 start pipping.
Gotcha.
And that first clutch I got was the one where I think only one egg's going to make it. 3 of them had no veins. One of them had really weak veins. I think I only saw like one vein going through it.
Yeah.
And the other one, the 5th one was fine.
Gotcha.
So first one's going to be, I know is going to be a little disappointing, but the rest should be good.
Yeah, I had a clutch in there. I was just going through looking at dates for when they're all going to pip. And one of the clutches, it was 5 eggs, all of them molded completely out.
Yeah.
And I had written on there very weak veins on the card. And I don't think, yeah. So
as soon as this is the first time today I opened the incubator to look, and 4 of the 5 are starting to mold, and I could definitely smell it when I opened the incubator. I was like, oh, yeah, I know what that is.
Yep. No bueno.
So
I think the rest of my clutches in the incubator will all pip out by the end of the month, which is nice.
Yeah.
I have the 16th, 17th, 19th, 20th, like 27th. I think there's only 5 left in there because that moldy one, yeah, that didn't stick around. So
yeah,
I hopefully am coming to the end of it. The downside to that is there's 35 eggs in there, and I have 27 slots left.
Shit.
So,
I have just enough slots for the number of eggs that are currently in my incubator.
Yeah. So I have added more animals to Morph Market and the website. So go buy animals and help me make room. That would be amazing. And I don't care what size animal it is. It doesn't have to be a hatchling because I can move up animals. Yeah. That's not a problem. So, yes. In fact, I just put that sunset yellow belly girl on there. Why not? Yeah. Other than that, I'm locking down the schedule for next year more and doing more of a deep dive into what I want to do for all the shows that I'm expanding to. And I've reached out to Reptilian Nation, and I think I want to do their 5 shows that are all the shows east of Texas. And I think I want to do the AARP shows and a couple of little local ones. So I think I'm getting more and more of a plan of attack for next year of what I want to do. Obviously, they don't have show dates out for next year, so I don't know what's going to overlap and all that kind of stuff. But the goal is to get to 20 shows next year, which will be nice. Yeah. Other than that, the den is cleaned out. That was quite the job this weekend. So next is the wall is going up and the rodents are moving. And then the other wall is coming down, and I'm hoping to have all this ready by August 1st. It's my tentative goal to start making trips. So that is the goal. Zach's over on IG, says, love the hat. But did you add them to reptile ads? I did not, Zach. Come over to the dark side of YouTube, Zach. We should do shout-outs.
Sure.
BNC Snake Shack, Brett, Grim Serpents, Chris Blocker, 9811, 970 Ball Pythons, Desiree Berlin, and there's 11 people on, so not everybody has commented. And then hi everyone. Over on IG we have Cardinal Exotics, Morph Making Madness, Reptile Addiction, Zach with Par Parts, Pristine Pythons. If you guys don't know Zach, he's the Husbandry Pro guy. DS Scooter 480, and that's it over on IG. So yeah, it's been my week for Frankie Evermore Creations. What's up? It's been my week in the reptile world. Week 3 of Amanda coming over. She's getting faster, she's getting better, and she's getting more comfortable with the animals. I only heard one scream this time, so she's getting there. It's good. It's good. And what else? I think that's pretty much it.
Fun.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Husbandry Changes. Should we dive in?
Sure.
All right. You have notes?
No, I've been working all day.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start with what's the biggest change you've made in your setup from day 1 to now? How about we'll start with that?
Sure. I mean, the only big change that I've made is I've switched to cypress mulch.
Okay.
I don't think I have changed anything outside of that since I've started.
Okay.
I mean, aside from upgrading enclosures and stuff like that, which is, I don't know if that's necessarily a change, more than just the normal cycle of what happens when you first get in versus, hey, I have a little bit of money to upgrade shit.
Yeah. I've definitely done those upgrades. 20 plus years ago, I started in tanks, and I've gone through the cycle of tanks to me building my own racks to PVC racks to ARS racks, and I am definitely a fan of the ARS racks. That's for sure. So keep upgrading your equipment if you can.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see anything changing there unless I get different animals.
Yeah.
And just, different needs for different animals.
Yeah. All right. Besides the cypress mulch, has anything else evolved in your husbandry? I can tell you one for me.
Oh, go ahead, because I can't think of anything else.
So I was a big fan of paper towels. I think everybody knows that. When we started this podcast, a year and a half ago, I was obviously a big fan of paper towels. And I've definitely gone to the cypress mulch. What is nice about my setup compared to some people, because they aren't able to do this, is I can regulate the entire room, right? So I regulate the heat and the humidity for the entire room. I usually run at 80-degree temp and 60% humidity. The nice thing for me about the cypress mulch is when I do see somebody going into shed or they're having a rough shed, that cypress is a lot easier to wet down than a paper towel. And it dries out without molding, which is very, very nice. The cypress is like half the price of cocoa. So I'm a big fan of the cypress mulch.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing cocoa before, and my issue with cocoa is it's so hit or miss in terms of, like, sometimes I'd get stuff that was really good, and sometimes I'd get stuff that molded. Sometimes I would get stuff that like would dye the water. Like it just, sometimes it's chunky, sometimes it's fibrous, sometimes it like there's no consistency with it. So I don't know, it was kind of frustrating, that and how expensive it was.
You know, the other funny thing, I don't know that if this is true actually, but I've heard this from multiple people that all the cocoa comes from the same manufacturing plant, and just the different brands buy different cuts.
Yep.
So that's kind of interesting. What up, Mo Crackers? What up, Dickie? Mo has a question there. What up, Golden Arm? Me and Golden Arm have been talking quite a bit. Golden Arm is a big fan of carpets also.
Nice.
I like him. I like Golden Arm. When you first started out, did you find a mentor to teach you how to sex snakes, or just watch a video? I worry I'll hurt them by popping or probing incorrectly. Yep.
Yeah, so I watched videos and just tried to apply what I saw in videos, but ultimately I also bring them over to Trevor's house when I have a clutch just to verify. And usually I get like one or two wrong in a clutch still, until I get like a couple clutches in a row right. I will probably continue to bring them over to Trevor's house just to verify, or like just, hey, can you sex a couple of these before doors open at a show?
Yeah, we've done that quite a bit. For me, I started with videos, and I was also worried about hurting the little ones. I have a tendency to be harder on stuff than normal. I'm not good with tightening. Like, I'm a handyman and I run a handyman company, but I'm not so good with tightening stuff down. I break a lot of stuff or over tighten. So I was definitely worried about that with the, and I know that about myself. So I was definitely worried about that with the little ones. So I started by practicing on adults. They are more resilient and harder to do, but I feel like I won't break them in half. Or at the time, I didn't feel like I was going to break them in half, which I definitely feel like for the little ones. I also don't pop them right out of the egg. I wait for them to get
full cycle of food.
Yeah, at least so that I can not get everything all over me, if you know what I mean. But I want them to be a little bit bigger than just right out of the egg. So, but I do just pop now. I am not a big fan of the probing. I know a lot of people are, and that's great. But once again, I worry about tightening things too much, and I worry about
too hard or
sticking something in there too hard. So I'm not a big fan of. I have a probe kit. I've used it once, and I am just not a fan. I am scared of it. So, yes. Oh, he wrote the same question twice. All right.
Yeah, it was just slightly edited.
Gotcha. What's up, Danny? Red Dragon Exotics. There's no consistency with any of the bedding. That's why I stick with paper towels. At least it's consistent. That's what's
Cypress is actually pretty nice so far.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. What's up, Join Reptiles? Popping 100%. But I also have a probe kit just in case. There you go. There you go. Let's go back to the list. Have you ever well, it's not really. Changes in feeding schedules. Ever messed with feeding schedule changes?
Yeah, I mean, I used to feed every week. And I noticed a lot more snakes going on hunger strikes, or they wouldn't cycle everything before I was feeding them again. So I moved to every other week for everything kind of over 500 grams or so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's something I changed, but that's not, to me, it's not something that's out of the norm or isn't out there already to find on the internet. I mean, most people feed every 10 to 14 days.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I think I kind of was maybe caught up in the like, oh, I got to get them to size. And most of the people I was watching on YouTube at the time were people that were feeding every week.
Yeah. I also changed that up as well. I used to feed every week, all of them. I switched it to any females that are over 1,200 grams and any males that are over 800 grams. They get fed on the 1st, the 20th, or the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th of every month, so 3 times a month. And then any males and females under those numbers still get fed once a week. I also have an entire DIY rack that I've kept, even though I have all the Freedom Breeder racks. The DIY rack just has 1.5s in every tub, and all of those are just like bonus feeders for the rats, or I mean for the snakes, and they're all, none of the grow outs get over like a pup or a weaned. So I go in there and clean once a week, and I'll just take, like I said, I'll go bin by bin. It's an 8-tier rack, and if I got like pinkies and fuzzies in the top 3 of them, and there's 5 females, like that's a shitload of babies, and I'll just go through and feed all of them off, and then the rest of the rack will just wait till the next round and let those grow up, or however it cycles out. But I can, while I'm going through and Amanda's cleaning or I'm cleaning, if any of them are doing the, as soon as you open the tub and they're ready to go, then we put a little clothesline pin on the tub, and they're one of the ones that get the extra meals. So And if anybody's looking like they need an extra meal, they get an extra meal too. So I've definitely switched that up because I feel overfeeding has multiple problems, and I don't want to do the overfeeding thing. So that's one of the things I've definitely switched up as well. What up, Pie Man? From day one to now, has there been any changes in your sanitation protocols, or do you do anything that prevents diseases, parasites, mites, that kind of stuff?
I've always used F10.
Yeah.
Or chlorhexidine.
Okay.
I have both. I have a bottle with both. I usually, 1 week I'll use one, the next week I'll use the other. Nothing other beyond that. Knock on wood, I have not had mites yet.
There you go.
I do worry with the shows. Just, you never know.
Yeah.
I know at some point everybody gets them, and eventually I will probably get them. But it's just the normal, like, when I'm cleaning stuff out or spot cleaning or something, just doing a quick check of the animal, making sure everybody's okay. With mites, I'm always checking like the vent, their nostrils, around their eyes. Those are usually the places that you first see them at least gathering. And it's like, because I don't use paper towels, you're not going to see them in the bedding, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think I've done that from the beginning, pretty much. And like, obviously, if you've watched any of our shows, especially the ones about like planning projects and stuff like that, I planned, like, I think I did like 6 to 8 months of research before I got my first 2 ball pythons. And I, like, even to a point where I was like, well, okay, I'm getting these, and if I enjoy it, I do want to get into breeding. So how do I do this in a way where I can scale? So like, I was already like, I did the DIY container store rack that had 12 slots in it. Like, so I was already kind of doing all of these things from the start.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. It's weird. Like, we picked this topic and I started thinking about it afterwards, and I'm like, God, you know what? I'm not going to have a whole lot to talk about because I haven't, like, it's only been 5 years.
Yeah.
And I haven't really fucking changed much since day one,
Right.
except like my bedding.
Yeah.
Like, I had the room, although when I first started, half the room was snakes and half the room was my wife's crafts.
Right.
But I controlled the temperature in there. And then when I got all the craft stuff out, that's when I was able to control the humidity in there. So I guess one thing is that I have a humidifier in there now. And I don't have to worry about spraying down as much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I have gone through a few humidifiers, and there will be an upgrade when the new collection shows up.
Yeah.
That has an inline. It will have a water line ran to it through an RO system, and there will be no more filling up humidifiers at all, which will be nice. Gotta figure out where I'm gonna mount that bad boy. It's not a small unit, but it's gonna be nice. That's for sure. So I've never used F10, but I know that there's a lot of people that do. I use the chlorhexidine on the rodents, and I am strictly a Dawn. None of the scented. None of the
scented, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the regular blue Dawn.
Yep.
No antimicrobial or all that kind of stuff. That's what I've always. It's good enough for the baby ducks. It's good enough for my snakes. So, I've never had any issues with that kind of stuff. I don't even know where you get the F10 at, but
Amazon.
Oh, gotcha.
I bought it at the same time I got the chlorhexidine.
There you go.
and I bought just 2 bottles of concentrate. I still have the original ones. Like it's only like a cap full to a spray bottle, so it's like thing's gonna the hexadine though. I'm close to having to order again.
Gotcha.
But like I bought a gallon of each, and you put a fucking cap full water bottle. Like it's lasts a while.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. If you have the ability to get yourself a wash sink in your room, a big basin sink in your room, definitely go that route. Not you, but I mean anybody actually.
Well, yeah, I mean the funny thing is my snake room. The people that owned the house before us, she ran a dog grooming business out of the house, and there was a basin sink in the corner of that room, and we capped the line off and took it out when we bought the house before I got the snakes or anything. It's like, fuck, man, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I had the sink in there now.
We could open that back up.
We could. I would have to switch the room around because I don't really have room in there for it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be super fucking handy. So actually, this is something that I have changed. So I used to do a lot more deep cleaning.
Yeah.
Like basically once a month, I would strip everything down and clean it. I now do it every quarter.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is because I have to, one, I'm full. I don't have the extra tubs because what I would do is I'd switch everybody to new tubs, and then I have to bring everything upstairs and out to the front or the backyard, spray everything down.
Yeah.
And it's a pain in the ass. It's a lot of work. It takes the whole day. So now I do that once a quarter, and when I do changes, what I do is every day I spot clean. Then I think it's every 2 rows or 2 columns now. So it's the 5540 is 2 columns a week. The 216 high AP versatile racks are another week. And the hatchling rack, I just clean all the time. That's that's the one thing that gets cleaned all the time. And then the 4th week is the AP 70 rack. And I just cycle through. So I spot clean every day, and then on the weeks that a tub is in a deeper clean, I usually pull out a lot of the bedding in the back. I push the bedding back and put fresh in the front. So I'm kind of doing this cycle with the bedding in between, and then every quarter I just do a full dump everything, clean out the tub, bring them upstairs, spray them down. It's just not having. I have 4 empty tubs, and so what I have to do is I do 4. I swap out the 4 on the top, then I bring the 4 tubs upstairs, spray them down, clean them, and then bring them down and swap the next 4. And I do it 4 at a time.
Yeah.
So like I do that 9 times for the 5540 rack.
Yeah.
The versatile rack, I have 3 empty bins, so I have to do those 3 at a time, but those are smaller. They're a lot quicker. And then the 70 rack, I only have 1 extra tub, so I have to do them 1 at a time.
Singly. Oh, yeah.
And so what I do is I'll do like the 4 5540s, 3 of the versatiles, and the 170, and bring all those up, clean all those, and swap everybody out, bring another set up. And again, it takes all fucking day doing it.
Yeah.
And then there's certain times of the year where, like, you know, December through like February, where I can't do it because, you know, I try to get that last big clean in October, knowing that like it's probably going to be March the next time I can do a clean like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a foot of snow on the ground. It's tough to take tubs out and wash them out with a hose. That's for sure. We need to put a sink in your room for sure. Yeah. What's going on over here in the chat? For me, day one, I don't know that chlorhexidine was available, but I used it religiously. Now with Dawn dish soap, I'm always soaking snakes too, just because I want to ensure they're clean. That's what's up. Oh yeah. Had someone mentioned to me that they use chlorhexidine to treat for snake mites? What's your thoughts on that? Oh, I've never heard that before. Is that like spraying it right on them? I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried about that.
Yeah, that's a pretty hardcore chemical.
Yeah, I'm sure they sell chlorhexidine at the Tractor Supply, or like, you know, some of the why can't I think of the name right now? The more rural general stores.
Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
Murdoch's, that kind of stuff.
Murdoch's.
Yeah. Just make sure it's heavily diluted. The last time I saw mites was years ago, but I soaked them with Dawn dish soap because the soap suffocates the mites. I'm sure if it was on them or just around them in the tubs. Interesting. There you go. Advice we used to follow that we don't follow anymore. Industry rules that deserve.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about. So I'm going to give an example, and this is from a different industry.
Okay.
So I used to grow carnivorous plants, and the books that I would get when I was young about carnivorous plants, like 60s, 70s era books, they would talk about them, and they would talk, just put hamburger meat in the fly trap, stuff like that, which now is like, no, don't do that, because the meat rots and the plant fucking dies. They don't eat the meat, right?
Yeah.
And but people, the name carnivorous plant, they just thought they ate fucking meat.
Right.
So it's interesting because, like, I'm sure if we found a book that described ball pythons and husbandry from like the 60s and 70s, I'm curious what the husbandry requirements or the recommendations would be from then to now.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody learned that hot rocks was a bad move.
Yeah.
that was definitely a big change that happened.
I mean, aside from monitors.
Yeah. Right.
I think that's the case with everything, because they used to recommend those for pretty much everything. I remember being a teenager in the early 90s and, get a hot rock.
Yeah.
Get a hot rock, get the big heat lamp on top. And that was like for everything. And it was like, fuck, man. Like, looking back on that, not only would I have saved a lot of money, but, I could have taken care of animals better when I was a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah. I never did the hot rocks. That was not for me, but yeah, that was a scary one. I know a change that I've recently implemented that you put me onto was, instead of the vermiculite and perlite in the egg boxes, Orbeez are now reusable Orbeez.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty nice little setup there. They dry out, dump them back in the bowl with all the rest of them, and then grab yourself a handful when the next one comes up.
Yep.
Reusable humidity substrate, which is great.
Yep.
I have yet to put the egg actually on the Orbeez.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
I still use the egg trays, the Dragon Hatch egg trays, but yeah, that's a good one.
I just like after the clutch hatches, I just rinse all the Orbeez, and then I have a separate container for them to dry out. And then once they're dried out, I put them back with all the other Orbeez. And then when I need to, I just start another box.
There you go.
That's the Orbeez are fucking great. Now I don't have to buy vermiculite. I don't feel wasteful because I'm dumping a bunch of vermiculite afterwards. I mean, I could throw it in the garden in the backyard, but like,
yeah,
it's just it's another way. The Orbeez are cheap as fuck too. I actually think they're cheaper than vermiculite.
Yeah, they are. They're way cheaper because you have to throw away vermiculite and perlite, and you never have to throw away.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah. Orbeez are great.
Oh yeah, I like it.
People used to soak snakes in vermectin.
Yes. So Golden Arm had talked about the chlorhexidine for the mites, or wait, Mo Crackus talked about the chlorhexidine for the mites. I have it on good authority that ivermectin, the pour over cattle ivermectin, heavily diluted, works the best at anything to get rid of mites. Spray it right on the snake and in the substrate, and 2 treatments, you won't see mites anymore. That's what I have heard. So give it a try. Pretty cheap, probably. That darn ivermectin just keeps popping up, doesn't it? What else? How do you go about handling larger collections as you scale? The best breeders are constantly learning and adapting, right? Anything else you can think of?
I mean, scaling is like, I know I have the one room that I have, and I can't go beyond that. So like, I know I can still scale, but there's a point where I can't scale anymore. And I just have to know that before I end up with a bunch of fucking animals that don't have homes.
Yeah.
So I have to be pretty careful. Like, I know, like, I could take the storage rack out of there and fit like 3-4 more hatchling racks. I could probably get 3 more 6 high, so 18 more 70s in there. I have 4 open tubs, but that's kind of where I would cap out. And I know I can't go beyond that. So at that point, it's really about upgrading the animals that are in each tub. Now, something that we can talk about is, like, obviously, like I had mentioned before, like, the husbandry norms of 1970 are very different than the husbandry norms of now.
Of course.
And I'm sure when we look 20 years into the future, the husbandry norms of the 2050s are going to be very different than what they are now.
Right.
And, they could end up going like, you know what? We've done all these scientific studies, and maybe it turns out racks aren't good. And, you want to do what's best for the animals. So the way we keep animals may change in the future. So you got to keep that in mind too.
I think it'll just be what the AI robots tell us to do. So,
that's right.
Yeah. They're going to know the best anyway, right?
And people, I think people's lines are different. There's a lot of hate. Like, if you're in Facebook groups, you see it. Somebody will post a rack, if don't go to the comments. It's
Yeah.
just going to be back and forth on if racks are good or not. I think they are fine for ball pythons. There is nothing out there that tells me that they are bad for ball pythons. I wouldn't use them for an Amazon tree boa.
Nope.
I wouldn't use them for monitors. I wouldn't use them for a lot of other things. But if your personal opinion is like, hey, I just want them to have more room to move, great. You can get, the Walmart shelf racks and put glass terrariums on them.
Yeah. Or you can get gigantic ARS tub racks.
Yeah. And God, who was it that, what I think Vision and that new company Matrix, they have like the larger, almost like Christmas tree tubs that have doors on them that you can put branches and other shit in them. It's still a rack system. It's just they have more vertical
headroom
there.
Yeah.
So as long as the animals are not sick and they are doing good, do what you are comfortable with.
Yeah.
But also understand that just because you read a peer-reviewed paper that had 5 fucking animals looked at doesn't mean that's a real scientific paper.
Yeah.
I'm God, I don't know how many things I've seen, and then I go read the paper and it's like, well, we looked at 5 animals over the course of a year. It's like, well, what genes are they? Were they all spiders? Because maybe they had fucking neurological issues.
Right.
They don't know what the genes are.
Right.
It's like, okay. You don't know where the animals came from to begin with.
Yeah.
These are things that need to be done with hundreds and thousands of animals. So, but if something comes out, then, I'd be willing to switch up my shit if it meant it's a better environment for the animals.
For sure. For sure. I think some of the key factors that we do know about ball pythons, though, is if they're very sensitive to a lot of things, right? They are, and if they stop eating, that means there's an issue. And if they're not going to breed, that means there is an issue. And we know from lots and lots of experimenting, they breed and eat well in racks. So if an animal is a species is having issues, they're not eating and breeding, there's an issue. And we are not finding that with racks, right? So I don't know about, to be honest, I've taken in a lot of animals from pet owners that had animals in glass terrariums. They didn't look as healthy as mine. Rack systems. So
when I first started too, the containers that I had were see-through. And I had a lot more issues with hunger strikes and things even though there were hides in them all, I still had issues. As soon as I got that rack, everybody ate all the time. They definitely had more of a personality. I definitely, so I do the whole cycle thing where, while I'm cleaning something, I'll usually take an animal or 2 out. During the course of the day, I usually handle a couple of the animals, different ones every day. So I don't know, I definitely feel the racks specifically for ball pythons. This is not for every breed of snake, but for ball pythons, I feel they just do better. When people tell me they're going to get this huge fucking enclosure, like a glass terrarium, I'll just make sure that there's 5-6 hides all over the place. And you're probably not going to see them.
shitload of fake plants or
Yeah.
plants, whatever. Yeah.
I've just seen more issues with animals that were housed in that manner. Even going back to the 90s, I mean, like back then, ball pythons in pet stores were all wild caught.
Mm.
Even the store owners would tell you not to buy them because they probably have parasites. They're probably going to die in a week or two.
Right.
They were not an animal that people, they were cool, but they were not animals that people bought because they always died. But also back then they were telling everybody to put them in big glass tanks with fucking heat rocks and like, you know,
Yeah.
so, things change over time.
It's also nice when you have a Kaufman that'll go out into the wild and
Yeah.
stick hygrometers and thermometers in the holes for us. that helps.
Yeah. But you see the gamut even in the documentaries. I mean, you see them like they're not always in holes.
Yeah.
They talk about rainy season, them being up in the trees.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, okay, it makes sense. Fucking rained. Like,
right.
If you're in a hole in the ground and it rains,
flooding. Yeah.
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 So, and they have a very different diet in the wild as well. I know they don't have Norwegian rats running around.
No.
Even like Maltese, I don't think are native to where they're from.
No.
So, I don't know. It's a funny argument. Especially when it's people that have had a handful of animals arguing with people that have probably housed thousands of animals over the years, and have experience. Like if I had the hundreds and hundreds of animals and they were fucking dying off and I couldn't figure out why, I wouldn't have the rack system.
I'd be doing
I'd
something.
figure out the best way to keep them and I'd keep them that way.
Right. I would definitely be doing something different.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you change anything about your husbandry during breeding season?
I don't. My breeding season is kind of year round.
No.
And so my room is just like 78, 80 ambient. I usually keep the thermostat set to about 92, which makes the back about 89, 90 on the soil. And I have the humidifier in there that keeps it at 60% humidity.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like year round. I think what affects things more is just the things that I can't control, like the barometric pressure. I definitely saw that week where I had like I only had one fucking clutch, and then we had that rain the couple weeks ago, and I had 4 clutches, just in the same week. So I think the Mother Nature has a lot to do with it as well.
I agree. I also don't change anything. I don't do night drops. I don't do cooling of the room or anything like that. I've heard all kinds of wild stuff out there, and hey, if it works for you, it works for you. That's completely good. But I also don't change anything about the environment or enclosures or anything. I do begin power feeding the larger females that I plan on breeding. So I go from the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th to every week, every 7 days. In about 2 weeks, I'll start that. And then all the way through when I'm start pairing September 1st, and October 1st, and November 1st. And then when I'm watching follicle size and follicle development, then I'll let them decide if they like it every 7 days or not, or go back to the 10-day schedule, right? If they're not developing, I go right back to the 10-day because they're clearly not building follicles and it's not working, and they can just stick around with 10 days. So that's about the only thing I change when it's breeding season or it's that time of the year. Now I have girls that also, the majority of my females are pair on September 1st, pair on October 1st, pair on November 1st, December 1st. But there are girls that I've gotten as adults that are proven breeders from other breeders that are not on that schedule because they lay at a different time, right?
Yep.
So if you got girls that consistently lay in August or September or October because that's where they came from and that's what they were used to and that's when they build, they get a different schedule, right? But yeah, so I don't change anything. I know that there's people that they shut down all the power to their room, drop the temp to like 60, 65 degrees for a couple of days. It incites the breeding process. That's great. Do it to it. If it works for you, it works for you. I don't do that though. What else do we got? Do anything for post-lay female recovery?
Nothing special. Like I just take the eggs, I wash off the snake, wash the bin, and next time I go over to your house to get rats, I just get them a feeder and see if they eat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I don't know why I've always kind of done it, but after laying the first two, I give them back-to-back ASFs. I don't know if it's just it's not to get them back on food. I just feel like the ASF feeder is a higher quality feeder and more protein, less fat. I like giving them ASFs. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do the same thing, wash them off. And I'll give them 2 ASFs in the same day. If they eat the first one, they're getting a second one because they're also much smaller feeders, right? For big girls. So
I generally make sure I have a note where I just make sure I don't do any, even if the girl gets back up to size quickly. I don't have a ultrasound, so I can't really tell when an animal's growing follicles again. But I usually just jot down a note so I don't pair for a certain amount of time. And I definitely have one animal that laid December of 24 that still hasn't gone up to size yet. She eats. She just hasn't gotten back to the same size she was before she laid. And she has not been paired since, which really fucking sucks because she made some great looking animals.
I have one of those too. Pastel Enchley double het lab pied. She just keeps eating and stays there.
It's mine's a GHI black pastel het pied.
There you go.
And she's the one that made those almost all white pieds.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. I would really like to get a couple, like, she took a long time to get back on food after she laid. I think 3 months. Like, it was a long time.
Oh, geez, yeah.
She ate up until the week before she laid.
Okay.
It's a meal. And then after she laid, she went 3 months without eating.
Jeez.
She finally started eating, and she does this weird thing where she eats like 2 meals and then we'll skip 2 weeks. And then we'll eat 1 or 2 meals and then skip a couple.
Interesting.
And it's like, what the fuck? And she hasn't gotten back up to the same size she was before she laid. So I'm like, well, until she gets back up to a reasonable size, I'm just not going to pair her.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, the girl I have, I think I'm just going to end up letting her go as a pet at one of the shows. Because I don't feel like it's fair to sell her as a breeder, even though she is a proven breeder. I don't feel like it's fair to sell her as a proven breeder, like on Mork Market or something like that. It's been, 2023. 2023 since she's produced a clutch of eggs. So it's time to let her go.
Yeah.
She's on the chopping block, especially with the new collection coming in. So
yeah, I mean, like, I got a year before the babies she made will be of size, but once they're to size, it's like, well, if she doesn't give me another clutch between now and then, she will probably get replaced.
Yeah.
God, I just fucking had another thing and I totally spaced it now because I'm still halfway thinking about work.
Yeah.
Shit. Damn it. All right.
I will tell you this. That girl, so she eats and she's always eating. But if I ever have a girl that lays and like she gets into something like that where she doesn't eat for like 3 months, I just downsize her tub. She goes back to eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of swapping tubs around because that helps.
So I had swapped her tub a couple times, but I don't have anything in between the 5540 and the versatile.
Yeah, I get you.
And I don't think, like, she was a bigger female, so I don't think she would fit in a versatile.
Yeah. I'll drop them all the way down to the 5040.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even from 70-30, I'll drop them down to a 50-40. But
I did, like, a while back ago, I got an animal from someone that I was dumb and didn't read the whole ad. Didn't realize that it only ate ASFs. Luckily, I can get ASFs.
Yeah.
But I got the animal, and the animal is now on rats, which is not.
Yeah.
But it took a long fucking time to get that animal switched over. But yeah, God, what else? I think that's it. That's all I got.
What about you in the chat? Anything that you guys do differently from what you did in the beginning that really works well for you that we haven't already talked about? I'm trying to give tips to the entire world. So you guys got stuff that we haven't talked about, and it's been a evolution of your husbandry or how you do stuff. Put it in the chat. We'd love to chat about it, of course.
Or leave a comment on the video.
Or leave a comment on the video.
If we're done.
And if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff.
Oh, we're up 391 animals from last week, by the way.
Oh, I added some. 391, huh?
Everybody's posting their hatchlings.
Yep.
This is the same that we saw last year at this time.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, yeah, it'll happen. I doubt we're going to get back up over 30, though.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think we are.
I think we'll get to like 28.
Yeah. I can see that.
And if we do that, I think we might drop below 20.
I think you're right.
Next year.
I think you're right. How awesome would that be?
It'll be interesting.
I'm going to start. pastels for $600.
Yeah, I mean, like it definitely changes supply for things.
Yeah. Have you done anything with your data tracking? Has that changed at all?
I have the same spreadsheet that I did. I have tried Husbandry Pro.
Yeah.
I have tried Clutch. I used Morph Market's Husbandry area.
Yeah.
Spreadsheet is just more convenient. I don't have like I'm sitting around 100 animals, give or take.
Yeah.
Depending on the number of clutches I have. So I don't have a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with like 600 animals and 100 clutches a year.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily feel like I need the software right now.
Last time I did Husbandry Pro, which I love Husbandry Pro, by the way, and I've used them all. I like Husbandry Pro the most. The last time I did Husbandry Pro, it took me 3 days straight to enter all the stuff in. And now with my employee coming over once a week, I will have some more time to be able to get back into Husbandry Pro. So that's the idea of having her come over, is to buy back my time to be able to do stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're still listening, Zach, I'm coming for you. And we're going to have some late night chats again. Yeah. I think that's, we have some more shout outs over on IG also. Ozark Mountain Morphs, Low Balls, Red Cloud Reptiles, Paratroop Pythons.
When I was using the software, I will say this. Husbandry Pro is really powerful. Has a lot of functionality. But it's very dry. It's like looking at Excel.
Kind of, yeah.
To figure things out. Clutch doesn't have as much functionality, but it's very, very user friendly for what it does.
Gotcha.
You know, it's more of like the nice rounded buttons, and does a lot of stuff intuitively. It just doesn't do a lot.
Yeah, I get you.
So take each with a grain of salt. The one thing I did really like in Clutch was the fact that it could look at your males and females and rate pairings based on Morph Market data.
Yeah. Which, if you have one of, you have the data analysts through GPT that Josh puts out every week or
month,
yeah, then you don't have to worry about that. It's free.
Yeah.
And we just used that on Brett's collection.
Oh, yeah.
It pretty much said pair the Super Banana Head paint to everything.
Yeah, probably.
Except for the DG Pides and that kind of stuff. So, good stuff. Good stuff.
And you can also guide the GPT too. Like if you're looking for it to create the most powerful animals, it'll give you one set. If you tell it that you want to make show quality animals, it'll give you a different set.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's all I got. Oh, we're at an hour. Oh, good. We made it an hour. Fuck. I didn't think we were going to make it this long. That's for sure. Yeah. That's all I got.
Yep. Anybody back to work.
Anybody in the chat got anything else? Anybody? No? Sweet. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. What do we got next week?
Smash or pass.
Smash or pass on the jeans. Oh, this is going to be great.
I'm actually looking forward to that one.
Hell yeah.
I think even if I'm working up into 10 minutes before we have to go live, like I did today, that'll be just fun to go through like a list of genes and just smash or pass.
Fuck, I'm gonna smash them all. Of course. Oh well. I'm gonna pick out some fast ones. I promise. I promise I will.
I know there's probably a couple that you will pass.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, next week.
Cool. Next week. All right.
See you later.
And then after that, we have a guest.
We do.
We do. We do. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah. That's it. Love y'all. Bye.